I shouldn't be here, but God rewrote my story. Welcome to the Faith Over Giants podcast. Everything you heard was real. My name is Adrian, and I used to be that man. Broken spiritually and also emotionally. Deep down, I knew who I was supposed to be, but for some reason I just couldn't. But then I became a believer of Christ. Not only did I surrender, God stepped in my life and took over. From there, God started changing everything. This channel, Faith Over Giants, is about helping other men dealing with the same issues I was dealing with as well. Feeling stuck, depressed, anxiety, anxious, battling with sin, and just dealing with so much stress on a day-to-day life. If you feel like you're far from God, let me tell you, stay with me through the next couple minutes, and I'm going to show you what God can really do in your life. I'm not just talking about issues that I never experienced. This is my testimony. There was a lot of times in my life where I just looked so strong on the outside, but inside my mind, it was a warfare. Anxiety was taking over my life, my day-to-day life. Anything I would do, anxiety was just there lingering until suddenly one day I just had enough. I prayed to God and told him, Lord, what do I do? Save me, Lord. Help me, Lord. What does God want us to do when we're struggling to silence the mind? In the book of Matthew, Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." And that's exactly what I did. We always tend to lean on our own understanding of why things happen in our lives, and we never understand what God is doing on His end. Believe me, it is very hard to trust God and just give Him all your issues in life. Trust Him with all your burdens. And I'm not perfect. I deal with this on a day-to-day basis. But if this is what Jesus is telling me to do, that is exactly what I'm going to do. We must show obedience in the Lord's words. Lean onto scriptures when your mind cannot silence from all those thoughts, all that anxiety, all that depression. We're so quick to trust pilots when we're flying somewhere. You've never met them. We're so quick to trust an Uber driver to get us to point A to point B, but you've never met them before. But you know God, and why is it so hard for you to trust Him? Ego and pride is getting in the way between your foundation and your relationship with God. Why do we feel so much anxiousness trusting God with our burdens? It's because we're leaning on our own understanding and not on God's understanding. We got to open up. As men, we have to open up and let God take over your life. Trust in God. He knows what He's doing. Even though things happen in a certain way that we don't understand, God has a reason and a season for everything. He is the all-knowing God, and He understands and He knows what He is doing. We're not here to question what He's doing in our lives. We're here to live it out and be obedient towards God. Anxiety is something that I deal with a lot. I'm not perfect, and I have anxiety even filming this first episode. I don't have a nice background like everybody else. I don't have the neon lights and all those decorations. But what I'm doing is trusting in God that God will provide that one day. I'm not letting that anxiousness and the self-doubt get in the way of me wanting to share God's purpose for you. In the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 26 it says, "Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them. And aren't you far more valuable to Him than they are?" So why are we worrying when God is already saying that how valuable we are? That why are we worrying about tomorrow? We're so quick to throw everything on our shoulders, but God doesn't call us to do that alone. But if you're a man that struggles with anxiety, trust, and just overwhelmed with day-to-day life, today's an opportunity. You can turn to God today and ask God, please heal me, Lord. Take away any anxiety that is keeping me from my purpose. Lord, take away any anxiousness that I have about tomorrow, for tomorrow is never promised. We can go to bed today and never wake up. If God chose that, that's what will be. So instead of worrying about tomorrow, focus on the now of what you can do in your life. Pray that the Lord helps you with your trust issues. Pray to God that you never went hungry, that God has always provided in your life. And what's amazing about that is that we can start today. If you need help building your foundation on your walk with Christ, I have a 31-day discipleship journey that is for free. The link will be there. I opened up today pretty strong, but I just want to lay the foundation of what is to come. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Stay blessed.